može, to nije.
Yeah, before the questions, if you can just say your full name and your position here at Vimbldon.
My name is Emili Bevan and I am a senior press assistant at Vimbldon.
Okay, so you have worked with Vimbldon for about 20 years, and what was your journey and how long did it take to come to the ranks in a position that you're at the center court right now?
So I started out working for the International Tennis Federation about 20 years ago, so I was working as part of their communications team. So I was very fortunate that I got to travel all over the world and go to the Grand Slams, Olympic Games, Paralympics, junior tournaments, Davis Cup, Fed Cup. So I was very, very fortunate. I had to have amazing experiences, and as part of that I worked here producing match stats for the commentators, for the journalists on the men's matches. So I did that for 9 years, and then I decided to be a freelancer. So I left the ITF and decided to pursue a career, not just in tennis but in other sports as well, but doing similar roles, keeping with communications and media. And I knew some of the people in the media team here at Wimbledon, so I spoke to them, asked if they had any roles available, and they did, and that was when I started working here as a senior press assistant. The main part of my job is to manage the press on centre court. So we have more press than we have seats, so it's a case of managing, controlling who can come in. We have a list of who's eligible, and it depends, match by match. But yeah, I kind of manage that and make sure that they have everything they need to be able to report on the matches.
So you have been here for almost 2 decades. What are the most memorable moments that happen on this central court that kind of pops up?
Yeah, there's so many. Obviously, all the finals are always, the highlight of the event. Some ones that stand out, for example, Novak and Roger in 2019. That was an incredible final. It just went on and on. It was such a long match, and it was so tight, and you didn't quite know who was going to win. There's been some brilliant women's matches as well. Some of the finals with Serena, particularly when there's been a big upset. That's been brilliant, and also anything involving Andy Murray, obviously being a Brit. That's been a real highlight. But I was also really fortunate not only to work at Wimbledon but to work at the Olympics when they were here in 2012, and that was brilliant. That final between Roger and Andy, and I was actually on the court to watch that as part of my role then, so that was very, very special as well.
So in the last 20 years that you were here, you kind of witnessed evolution of relationship between Novak and the crowd. So can you walk us through the beginnings, and maybe he was not fully accepted and then it kind of changed. So what is your opinion about his relationship with the crowd here?
Yeah, I think that the crowd here have definitely come to like Novak, like you say in the beginning. I don't think that was always the case. I don't think they quite understood him maybe, and the way he behaved sometimes and his mannerisms. But the crowd are they're very respectful, they're very knowledgeable, and I think particularly as Novak's career has progressed and they've seen what a phenomenal player he is and everything that he's achieved within the game, I think that they've got so much admiration for him now. But like you say, it hasn't always been easy for him, and I know he's struggled at times and hasn't always felt the support, but I really feel that that's changed now, and I think he appreciates it.
Yeah. Most of people don't have a privilege of coming to the center court. They watch this on the television. You had this privilege of watching so many matches here. What is so specific about this central court that makes this probably the best tennis court in the world?
It's hard to put it into words. It is magical. It's just such an incredible place. There's just something about it when you walk up the stairs and you suddenly come out and you can just see this court in front of you. And I see it on a daily basis with members of the public. They come, they walk up the stairs, and then you just hear them gasp. They can't believe it's just so special. But yeah, I'm not sure what it is. It's can be a very intense atmosphere. The crowd can be very passionate. You can really feel the energy in here, and the crowd really gets behind the players. So it's so hard to know what it is that makes this court so special. Obviously it's seen an incredible amount of matches, and it's witnessed history and so many players and all different storylines. But yeah, and everybody wants to play here. You know, if you ask any player, they always want to play here. And yeah, but I just can't. I don't know what it is that makes it so special.
And the last question is, we see a lot of familiar faces as we're coming here every year. So how long does it take to like start working in Wimbledon and then kind of raise up and come to the important places like the Central Court or Royal Box? How, can you explain the whole thing a little bit to us?
What do you mean, like how?
Like, what is the how long does it take for somebody who started at Wimbledon to kind of come to the positions where you are right now at the Central Court? Because there are other roles here at Wimbledon that may not necessarily be as privileged as yours. And
yeah, I mean, I know it can take a long time. And I know, even for example, I know some of the honorary stewards that we have here. You know, they start off working in car parks and in, you know, places away from here, and it's their goal to be promoted to be here. And you know, and it takes that time. And I think, you know, Centre Court rewards dedication and hard work. You know, the commitment. You're coming back year after year and proving that, you know, you're happy to be here and doing whatever they want you to do. And if you show, you know, the right attributes, and then you're rewarded with, you know, a role up here on this amazing court.
Thank you so much, and it was really great to talk with somebody who experienced all this. And we'll definitely send you a link. I'm not sure this will go. We are Serbian television. We also have one of the channels is a part of a national broadcasting. So. It was really insightful for us to give us this kind of things that usually don't end up on television. So thank you so much.
No, you're welcome. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much. Hopefully it was okay.